What is going on, beautiful people? I am Lee Hammock, the diagnosed self-aware narcissist known as mental illness, and welcome to another episode of A Narcissist Explains. In today's episode, we're going to be breaking down the Darrell Brooks trial and whatnot. Is he a narcissist? Is he a toxic person? Stay tuned, like, and subscribe.
I need to take a break. This man right now is having a stare down with me. It's very disrespectful.
So I'm not saying that man is a narcissist, but if he is, he's acting quite narcissistic and toxic in their courtroom. If you're new here, I'm a narcissist. I actually have narcissistic personality disorder. That is Darrell Brooks. He's been accused of unaliving 6 people last year at a parade. He decided to represent himself because he thinks he's smarter than everybody else in the courtroom. He has these delusions of grandeur that he's going to try to, trick people and talk his way out of these charges and things like that, just like a lot of narcissistic and toxic people will do. In that clip right there, he's trying to intimidate the judge by staring her down because he didn't get the reaction that he wanted. If I can trigger you, I can control you. That's in the mindset of a lot of narcissists and toxic people because they try to trigger you to get the reaction that they want. He's trying to trigger the judge, the jury, and people like that in order to get the reaction that he wants in this courtroom. He's also trying to gaslight witnesses, trying to gaslight the jury, and also trying to gaslight the judge. He said the state of Wisconsin can't defend itself because it's not a person. Also telling people you didn't saw what you think you saw, did you? You tell me about your alleged injuries. I know you said you were hurt, but did you really get hurt? Was it really pain when you got hurt? You want to see what word salad is? Go watch that trial. Go listen to some of the questions he's asking the people. So would it be fair to say that it's fair to say that you didn't see me, you saw somebody else? I don't go by that name. I don't identify by that name. You can feel the rage in him. Look at him trying to intimidate the other attorneys. Just like a narcissist or toxic person, he thinks he's going to get off because he thinks he's smarter than everybody else. Hope this helps. So first of all, I do not consent to being called mental illness. That is not my name. We'll go from here. I'm not Lee Hammock. I'm not mental illness. Who are you? But y'all can say, honestly, y'all, I know a lot of people see this trial and things like that. I get tagged in so many of these trial videos about him so many times. It's kind of insane, y'all. So if you don't know who Darrell Brooks is or whatnot, I'm gonna just say Darrell Brooks is. Last year, November 21st, 2021, he is accused of allegedly driving his red SUV through a parade, unaliving 6 people and hurting a lot of other people. He got caught. He's been in jail since, and he decided to represent himself. You see the little video. He decided to represent himself. So is he a narcissistic person, toxic person? Yeah, he's absolutely toxic, guy. Y'all know I can't diagnose nobody. I'm not saying he a narcissist, but if he is, he looks highly narcissistic. Look at y'all, delusions of grandeur. This man said he gonna stand up against the state of Wisconsin by himself, represent himself because he's smarter than everybody. Nobody can represent him better than he can represent himself because nobody knows himself better than he knows himself. You know what I mean? It would absolutely not surprise me. So he's so delusional. It would absolutely not surprise me if somehow he found a way to call himself as a witness and question himself. Like he'll be sitting down, putting his coat on, taking his coat off, asking himself questions and things like that, confusing the jury, making a mockery of himself. But you see it, y'all. Y'all see the pent up rage in this man. The pent up rage when he doesn't get his questions answered the way he wants it. Like his own witnesses. He's like trying to intimidate his own witnesses, like badgering his own witnesses. The objection, badgering. I didn't badger them. Screaming at the judge, trying to make a mockery out of it, trying to intimidate people. Because you can tell this is how he was in real life before this court case, before this trial or whatever. Because I think they interviewed his ex-girlfriend, and she seemed like she was she was stoic and she did what she had to do. But you can tell that in the outside world, because he met her when she was younger. He had a baby by her when she was a minor. She was a minor and he had a baby by her. So as you can tell, he's been manipulating her for a long time. Like you can just see her energy when she's in that chair and he's interviewing her. You can feel her energy. He's trying to intimidate his kid's mom. His ex-girlfriend or whatever. And she's not used to being able to talk to him the way that she talked to him. You can just tell her voice. Like he's been intimidating her so much for so long that she can barely, she's talking and stuff like that. But you can tell she's not used to being able to speak her mind around him. Because when younger women, especially minors, when you give it an older grown ass man, they groom you, they condition you to be the version of themselves, the version of yourself that they want you to be. I think he had multiple kids by her. He mentally, emotionally abused her. I think he allegedly tried to unalive her before he got out, before he hit the people in the parade. I think he tried to hit her with his car. You know what I mean? He tried to hit her with his vehicle, and then he ended up getting out on bail and then doing this stuff at the parade. You see what I'm saying? So he even tried to unalive her. So she is also a victim. I feel like everybody in the parade, in the courtroom, are victims. He's gaslighting. He's literally trying to gaslight the entire, trial court and the attorneys there. He's trying to gaslight the other attorneys, the prosecutors. He's trying to gaslight the judge. He's trying to gaslight the jury, gaslight the witnesses. He told one witness, he's like, "So your alleged injury?" She's like, "No, I was hurt." So you think you got hurt? And he's just trying to gaslight people. You know, when I say gaslight, you try to make people see. You try to question people, what they saw, what they felt, what they tasted, what they actually did. You try to make people question their own reality. Is this real? Did that really happen? Because you hear him say that much. Like, would it be fair to say that this didn't really happen? What? He's wording things to try to slip people up. He's trying to slip people up. I know a lot of people think he's just a lot of people think he's looking for a mistrial or whatever he's trying to do, all this stuff. That man's going to go to jail. He just is. You know what I mean? But I don't think he's as smart as some people think he is. He's not that smart. I think he's just delusional, and his rage is bubbling to the surface, and he can't control it. Because when the other attorney pointed out the fact that he's a registered sex offender, or that he was a registered sex offender, his anger and rage boiled over, and he was in the courtroom screaming. He was like, "You don't know, how old did she tell me what she was when I first met her? You don't know that? Let's talk about that. Let's get this on the record." He's yelling and screaming because this is how that man was when he's outside. I'm just telling you. He's in a courtroom doing this. So imagine how he was on the streets. You know what I mean? Imagine how he was on the streets. That's what I tell people, is like, people like that are super dangerous. Like, when you see an older person ended up with a very young person, typically because that older person is just literally trying to groom that younger person. They're waiting for them to turn 18, or the age of consent is 16. And you got a 30-year-old dealing with a 16-year-old, and just weird shit like that. Yeah, I just cuss because this is just weirdo stuff. Or they have a countdown clock waiting on somebody to turn 18. It's like, ooh, you'll be 18 in 3 hours. Ooh, you'll be legal. It's just weird. I'm just saying, some people are weird as hell, y'all. Yeah, he's trying to gaslight the entire jury, gaslight everybody. The rage comes out. You see it, y'all see it. Staring the judge down. That man is staring the judge down. It's just like, you see the beginning clip that I put up there? He's literally staring the judge down, just boiling over. You can feel the anger. You can, like, y'all seen Star Wars, Lord Palpatine. He's like, "I can feel your anger. It feeds me." You know what I mean? That's how the courtroom is. He's feeding off. These are super delusional, and he's feeding off of it. But again, he's probably, like, my estimation, he's probably gonna end up going to jail. And people are asking me, like, "What do you think was going to happen if he gets found guilty?" He's gonna rage out in the courtroom. When they read the verdict, I hope they have him handcuffed already, because he's gonna go crazy. I just already know he's gonna explode, because he's gonna explode and start saying life isn't fair. Because somehow y'all see it now. He's playing like he's the victim in these circumstances. He's playing like he's the victim. Like they were the people. Like, first of all, he's saying he didn't do it, but when you have evidence. But also he's saying that the people were in the way of his car. Why people walking? He's pretty much saying, why were people in the street, walking down the street? I have a car. Cars belong to the street. People don't believe there, so I'm the victim here. Again, I lost my car. I had to run and hide. I had to go to jail. I lost everything. I'm the victim here. So he's gonna rage out. If they find that man guilty, when they find that man guilty, he's gonna rage out in the courtroom. I hope they have him arrested. I hope they have him locked up and stuff like that. But anyway, y'all, thank y'all for tuning into another episode. I really truly appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for tagging me in all these videos. I'll do a better breakdown, y'all. But Sunday, I get home to the family. Thank y'all for tuning in. Like and subscribe for more. And as always, until this is out. Peace.